Hi, I'm glad you could join me today. Today we're going to make the first of our festive desserts. We're going to make magic Christmas fudge. And it's magic because what we're going to put in it will turn it into a delightful treat, and no one will know the secret ingredient unless you tell them. That's why we call it magic Christmas fudge, because no one knows. There's going to be 2 cups of icing sugar. There's going to be 1 cup of coconut. There's going to be ½ cup of chopped cherries, a teaspoon of vanilla, some melted chocolate chips for the top, and the surprise ingredient, 1 large mashed cold potato. And that's the secret for this recipe. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the potato in the bowl, and then I'm going to sift a little bit of icing sugar on top of it and start to stir it. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is take my sifter out, and I'm going to put the mashed potato in the middle of this bowl. I'm just going to use my finger to scoop it out. Then I'm going to put a couple spoonfuls of icing sugar on top of that mashed potato, and it's all going to go liquidy as we stir it around. It's the strangest thing. You take 2 completely dry ingredients and you put them together, and the first thing you know, they start to go liquid. Both of them. The potato and the icing sugar. And it becomes kind of wet and juicy. It's almost like magic. And no one knows you put potatoes in your fudge. This is a no-cook item. It's great for little kids, and anyone can make it. There's our magic liquid that we get after we combine those 2 ingredients. Now I'm going to put my sifter back in there, just so you can see that, and I'm going to add a few more spoonfuls of icing sugar to this. I'll put 3 in to start with. And I'll just shake it around, and then I'll stir it in. Just makes it easier to get the lumps out. Icing sugar often lumps up on you, so it's better to do it this way, then you don't have to deal with the lumps after. Make sure your potato is cold when you do this. It's lots of fun. It keeps well in the refrigerator. And it's just one of the Christmas treats that we have at our house. We have lots of them. I'm going to share a few of them with you over the next few weeks. And if you have any comments, please let us know. And if you've tried these, that would be even better. We have several recipes. Cheesecakes are always good over the festive holidays. You could make the gluten-free white cake, and you could frost it into little tasty squares. There's all kinds of nice recipes that you can convert to the holiday seasons. We did a vanilla cookie early on. You can put a little bit of frosting on that. That makes a tasty treat. My problem is I love to bake, so I had to figure out a way to turn this gluten-free nightmare that invited itself into my life into something that I enjoyed doing. And I've had loads of fun trying to convert and invent new recipes with the ingredients that I had to provide for the gluten-free table that I need to keep at my house. So there we go. And as you can see, it's starting to thicken up a bit. And this time I'm just going to add the rest of it, and then I'm going to put the coconut in it. I'm not going to sift the coconut, of course. And if you find you've put a little too much potato in it, you may have to put a little more icing sugar. And if you find that it's a bit dry, you might use less icing sugar. It's whatever you need to do. But rule of thumb is 1 large mashed potato will do 2 cups of icing sugar and coconut and the rest of it. So, and then you'll want to put it in a parchment or butter casserole dish. I use an 8x8 square pan. This makes a nice gift for someone. There we go. Now I'm going to add the coconut and the cherries next. There we go. And then the cherries. And if you like, you can add green cherries. Make sure they're maraschino cherries. Don't use dried cherries or candied cherries. They're not quite as nice. Then you just stir this around and it'll thicken it up. There we go. And once it sets up, it'll become quite firm. And you put the chocolate, the melted chocolate on top of it. You can add food coloring if you like. I try to avoid any additives if I can. And that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to get my dish and we'll go from there. I'll be right back with the dish. Okay, I've got parchment paper in an 8x8 pan, and I'm going to scrape this coconut, icing, sugar, and cherry mixture in here. You can make it thicker, you can double it up, triple it up, whatever you want. It's quite rich, so I try not to make it too thick. But some people like a big thick piece, and if that's the way you want to do it, at your house, your rules. My house, my rules. Anyway, so I'm going to spread this around inside the pan. Okay, and now I'm going to add the chocolate to the top of it. You can drizzle it, you can crisscross it. I've just melted this, these are chocolate chips, and I just melted them in the microwave, that's all I did. And you can make a solid covering or a wiggly covering or no covering at all. Some people add chocolate chips right to the mixture. I like it over the top. And all this is melted in the microwave, half or 3/4 of a cup, depending on what you prefer, of dark semi-sweet chocolate chips. And now I'm just going to drag my spoon back and forth to make a little pattern. And then I'm going to put it in the fridge and let it firm up. And then I'm going to cut it and plate it. And our mysterious guest hand is anxiously awaiting this magic Christmas fudge. It means it's the first of the Christmas season. I want to thank you for watching. And if you want the recipe, it's in the video description box below.